All right, so you just did solo and ensemble and it didn't go so well. You made mistakes you never made. You were tense. You froze. The judge terrified you. What do you do? Well, here's the thing. Playing at solo and ensemble or playing any performance is only a snapshot of the work that you've done, right? Doing the work is the cool part. So let's say that you spend 3 months learning a marimba solo, and it actually has been going really well. And you've played it for your teachers and your classmates over and over, and everything is great. And then you go to perform at solo and ensemble, and you butcher something that you've never butchered before. And let's say that you butchered something so badly that even though on most days you play a superior performance of your mallet solo, on the day that it mattered the most, you flubbed it. So what do you do? Well, solo and ensemble is not the end of the world. And learning the solo, spending so long with the solo, that you could even maybe teach it to somebody else because you're just so familiar with it, is much more important than having a pitch perfect performance at solo and ensemble. And sometimes a hard-earned excellent feels a lot better than a superior that you didn't earn, right? So just some food for thought, but we have those times where we don't perform our best, and that's just human. A few things that might help prevent bombing at your performance, whether it's solo and ensemble or a jury or an audition, would be number one, don't go too fast. I'm so guilty of this. I think more than once I've gone and played a jury, and I thought if I just played it really fast, everybody in the room would know that I am a very good player. But it would have gone a lot better if I had just slowed down and relaxed. Number two is check the instruments before you play. So something as simple as playing a chromatic scale from the bottom of the instrument to the top can be the difference in a great performance and a not so good performance, especially on vibraphones. Just make sure that all of the bars are in fact seated and mounted properly so that you don't get any clanging. You might also consider, if you're playing gong, you might consider checking that the gong isn't rattling against anything. And I only bring this up because it just happened a few hours ago. I had my percussion ensemble, my little baby sixth graders set up and play a piece, and they did very well. But this poor girl went to play this gong, and for whatever reason, it was rattling against the metal, and I just giggled as I'm conducting. And if we had just taken a couple seconds to check that, we might have been able to fix it before it started. Another thing is make sure that if you're playing timpani in an ensemble or in a solo, make sure that you're actually tuned all the way, especially if you're on some janky drums that you're not used to. One of the hard parts about being a percussionist is playing on janky instruments that you're not used to. Other people play the same instrument that they get to practice at home, and we just don't get that luxury as percussionists. The biggest thing, though, is that sometimes spending the hours learning a piece is so much better for your growth than playing a perfect solo for a judge on solo and ensemble night. I've had so many times where I've run a percussion ensemble and it sounds great, and we'll run the piece 20 times the day of their performance, and it's playing itself. It's on autopilot. And then we go to the stage that they're not used to, and things just fall apart. And the thing about that is I'm not mad at them for things falling apart. They need to learn that sometimes things do fall apart. The cool thing is learning the piece. The cool thing is learning how to play on a team to make something great. So just a couple bits of food for thought for you guys out there. And hey, if you didn't bomb, congratulations. I'm proud of you. And I'm glad you had a great solo. Congratulations. I said congratulations twice. That's how proud I am of you. Just something to think about, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, check out the podcast on Spotify. And thank you so much for hanging out in the back of the band room.